Edda for not caring about my wife's affair? My 29M wife, 29F, has been having an affair for 2 years, and I have been aware of it pretty much the whole time. We've been together 7 years and married for 5. We don't have kids. I have been work from home since COVID hit. For the last 3+ years she has been a secretary in a large office building. Now I'm not gonna pretend like we had the perfect marriage 2 years ago and that I can't believe she would do this. I was totally complacent in my life and really wasn't putting much effort into our relationship at all. That doesn't excuse what she did, and she had her own issues with intimacy and communication that lead us to where we were then. I just want it clear I'm no saint in all of this. I totally understand we were basically roommates that on rare occasions had sex. Well, I found out right away when the emotional affair started. I've got all of our everything logged into every device we have, including my work computer. I mean sync email, text, photo, social media, etc. So I was basically reading her affair regularly, including when it became a physical affair about 4 weeks in. The part that told me this was over, though, was I felt nothing about this. I was totally indifferent, maybe a little embarrassed at worst. When the physical affair started 2 years ago, I recognized this marriage was dead, and that I should just divorce, mostly because I felt nothing. I started looking into lawyers and figured we could just do this easy and amicably. Well, here's where the crazy part happens. When the emotional affair started, she seemed, I wouldn't say happy, but less sad. Then the weekend after the physical affair started, I got the shock of my life. She came into my office that Saturday morning and asked me to take her on a hike and picnic. Initially, I thought this is the moment to burst her bubble and reveal what I know. But I didn't. I decided to actually get up and do this. I kind of thought she was gonna reveal it herself and ask for divorce. We had a real nice time, it was a great day, and she never brought up anything. I chalked it up as one more good memory before we end this thing. Then she asked me out again that week. Then we had intimacy. I don't know if it was shame or guilt or what, but she was basically taking the initiative to improve our marriage. After that first week, she began to open up more about her feelings. I, for some reason, had a fire lit under me and started to make some effort in our relationship, started reconnecting with some old friends, got all the laundry off the gym equipment. The affair continued, but as we spent more time together over those early weeks, and since it really gave me no concern and everything seemed better, I decided to just forget about it and divorcing her and just start enjoying my life. I do still love this woman very much. Up until 2 days ago, we were in a really solid place. We had outings every other weekend, date night Thursday, regular intimacy and communication. I don't even read their messages anymore, just occasionally to see if it's still going on. 2 days ago, I noticed she was having frequent and long conversations with one of her close friends. I asked my wife about it, and it turns out this friend's husband got caught having an affair. My wife has been comforting her. This would not have been a big deal, but my wife then started bashing the husband for cheating. I don't know why I said it, but it came out. You're one to judge. She got super defensive and pressing me for why I said that. I initially tried to apologize and move on, but she wasn't letting up, and I eventually spilled I've known about her affair the whole time. She tried to play dumb, which annoyed me, so I started citing specifics. She then got really mad at me, started crying, accusing me of not caring about her. I got pissed, then started yelling at her, because I'm not the one having an affair. It got heated, we went to separate rooms and slept it off. Yesterday morning she got up extra early and went to work before I got up. I tuned back into their messages, and she had broken up with a fair partner. He was messaging her constantly on every app, and she just kept blocking him. She came home early yesterday. I went to talk to her, and she stopped me, looked at me, and asked how I could let this go on. I replied, because I just didn't care. She then called me a huge jerk and locked herself in our bedroom until she left for work this morning. She got home tonight, said nothing to me, and locked herself in again. I can't even imagine in what bizarro world I could possibly be the jerk in this situation. Is there a perspective out there where I am? If so, please share it with me, because in my mind there isn't. Update. So in the 2 weeks since, here's where we are at. We both love each other, both want reconciliation. I just don't know how to help her work through her feelings. I have never been great at feelings. I am trying to be empathetic and help her work through the guilt, shame, and self-deprecating. We figured out some whys. In the start, it was just feeling invisible and neglected. Here was someone who seemed to genuinely want to connect with her, and that was intoxicating. From what I've read, this is somewhat common. It's the validation. When I asked why she kept it up once our relationship had done a 180, she said she was just selfish. She was basically a cake eater. She had the best of both worlds, me, the man she loves, and wants to spend her life with, who finally was back and engaged. Plus AP, who doted on her heavily. She did all the mental gymnastics to justify herself. Telling me would only hurt me. AP might blow up her life. She deserves this. It's good for us because our relationship has been better since. I mean, she has admitted a lot of her thought process during that time. She has gone no contact with a fair partner. He is a co-worker, but their paths don't cross very often, and I've been told by her he has applied for a transfer. I do think that AP was in love with her, and she had feelings for him, but never to the same level. This is a layer of guilt she has as well as she feels she strung him along. I think he was holding out hope that we would separate and they could be together for real. We are trying to figure out the level of transparency is actually healthy. She has let me know that she is bothered by the level of surveillance I had. Not from the affair, she feels she deserves that. But I was reading things before I had a reason to, and at times stuff between her and her mom or sister. Now I largely stopped reading anything about 1.5 years ago until it came out. We have since revisited a lot of her affair messages together as we work through this. I honestly don't know what to do with this. I did get a new computer and didn't log into her accounts. We've agreed I can ask for her phone at any time and will have passwords. However, I told her I would only do so if I suspected something was being hidden, and if I ask, it is an indication that I feel this way. I get 100% transparency is considered necessary, but I also feel guilty about the things I've done that don't involve the affair. I actually feel bad about the affair aspect also. As I've stated, it didn't bother me, so I feel shady in this respect also. My biggest issue, I just don't know how to help her through the doom spirals. She breaks down a lot and wants to atone for everything. It's almost like she feels bad that she isn't being punished. I just can't be that guy. It's not me. She has moments questioning whether or not I care about her because I was willing to let this go for so long. When it first came to light, I told her I didn't care. This was triggering as it took her back to a time it would be hard to find evidence I cared about anything. I've stopped using this kind of dismissive language and focus more on my feelings, saying things like I'm not bothered or hurt by that. To wrap this up, I'm just getting a bit worn out. I understand we need to work through a lot, but I miss the fun nights where we weren't just working through things. Tonight is 3 straight Wednesday night D&Ds with my friends in a row I've missed. I miss my /hour routine. How do I navigate the feelings of the wayward partner? I don't know how to support, but in reality I'm not the one who cheated also, and kind of feel like I shouldn't have to do the heavy lifting. At the same time, I don't want to give off vibes that I'm not here for this marriage. How do I create boundaries to our talks? I want to make time for talking through it all, but I also want to have designated time away from affair talk. I need dates, and sex that doesn't fall in the hysterical bonding realm. Where should we set the transparency/surveillance line given our situation? Lastly, I keep reading that when infidelity occurs it's the end of that relationship and a new one could be started. I feel like we've already had 3 relationships, new relationship, post-COVID, and the affair period. Now here we are starting over again. Can it get better? I just want us to be happy, and we aren't happy right now, but we were happy. I just want that back. I miss that.